The 458 Speciale Aperta is one of the most incredible cars ever to come from Ferrari. I've talked about its handling, its emotion. I've even discussed 5 things I don't like about the car. But now I figured it was time to go over 5 insane features of the Speciale that you probably didn't know. The Speciale Aperta makes 597 horsepower out of its 4.5-liter naturally aspirated V8. It revs to 9,000 RPMs. Its compression ratio is 14:1. It sounds incredible, but the most impressive part of the entire thing is how much horsepower per liter the Speciale Aperta really makes. Revised combustion chamber geometry, new camshaft profiles, and a completely redesigned intake lead to a power bump over the normal 458. In fact, the intake manifold and air boxes combined save 17.6 pounds alone over the standard 458. The uber impressive Lamborghini Aventador SV, with its 740 horsepower, 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, makes 114 horsepower per liter. The Lamborghini Huracan, a tad bit more than that at 116 horsepower per liter, with its 602 horsepower out of a 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10. Then we ramp up to the 918 Spider and 991.2 GT3 RS with its 130 horsepower per liter. But none are any match for the world record holder in a naturally aspirated road car, 133 horsepower per liter out of this 4.5-liter naturally aspirated V8. In fact, it won Engine of the Year award multiple years. There's even a plaque that tells you in a very hideous font on the inside of the car. If you know of a single car that since 2015 has beaten this, let me know in the comments section below. I don't think that car exists. But before we continue, I'd like to give a special shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Public Rec. Right now, I am wearing their all-day, everyday men's pants, and they feel absolutely fantastic. They're more comfortable than jeans, but they're a heck of a lot more classy than sweatpants. You can wear them anywhere. I wore these things all throughout SEMA, and unlike sweatpants, they don't come in sizes like small, medium, and large. They're actually form-fitted, so these are 32/32s. They fit your body very well. They're even fitted at the bottom so you can show off your kicks if you want to. If you want well-priced pants with indoor comfort but outdoor style, Public Rec has got your back. They've even got comfortable Henleys as well as hoodies. So after this video is done, I've got a link in the description below. Click that. I've got a discount code as well to get yourself some of the best pants in the game. Let's get on to the next feature. Number 2, the Speciale Aperta actually uses the same exact brakes as those used on the LaFerrari. They are carbon ceramic units that measure 398 millimeters in the front and 360 millimeters in the rear. The HT2 discs have a higher silicone content, and the new front pads allow the 458 Speciale to stop in an 8% shorter and much more consistent stopping distance than the normal 458. And they look really dang cool. I also love how the calipers are blue and yellow to match the appearance of the exterior of the car. The Speciale handles extremely well, slips through the air, and grips all at the same time without the use of gnarly front splitters or a massive standalone rear wing. How is this possible? Active aerodynamics. See, not only does the front of the Speciale look really cool, it's actually quite functional as well. It's got an incredible aerodynamic efficiency, but it also has a lot of downforce as well as drag reducing features. There are 3 active flaps in the front of the car. 2 vertical ones that I can push back here, and then 1 horizontal one that's parallel to the ground. Now at normal speeds, air rams into the engine radiators at the left and to the right. At above 105 miles an hour, these flaps actually push inwards, directing the air instead of through the radiators around and to the side in the side vanes to the left and to the right. That allows it to slip through the air even easier. Now at above 136 miles an hour, the horizontal flap deploys downwards, allowing air to travel underneath the car and directing 20% of the car's total downforce to the rear. The carbon fiber side skirts are both a cool looking and key downforce feature as well. As the air channels along the side of the car, it also pushes the vehicle towards the ground. The rear of the car is where things get even more interesting. It's a complex architecture of beauty as well as performance. The rear diffuser has been enhanced for more downforce, but it also hides a very cool active aerodynamic element. Now, in normal conditions, for high downforce, air travels along the diffuser, sucking the car into the ground. But using complex algorithms, the car can actually determine when it wants to stall the diffuser and reduce downforce for less drag using these active flaps painted in yellow. There are 3 of them, one here, here, and here, that can deploy at up to 17 degrees, completely stalling the downforce of the diffuser, allowing it to slip through for high speed or acceleration. Now that is really cool. Behind the wheel of the Speciale Aperta, I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite features of the car. Now, it's not unique to this car, but it is in the sense of how big of a difference the feature makes and how epic it truly is to be able to have this. Now, plenty of other cars have a rear window that goes down so you can hear the engine better. An Aventador Roadster, an Audi R8 V10 Spider. But in this, it just makes all the sense in the world. So much so that I wish that manufacturers with coupes would actually decide to implement these on the coupes and not just the Spiders. Now, 99% of the time in a car like this, you're gonna be driving with the top down, as you should be. But some days it's a little bit too cold, or maybe it's raining a little bit, or you just feel like having the top up. But it's unbelievable the sound difference it makes with the top up and the windows up like this compared to when you drop it all the way down with the windows down, and you really get to feel and experience that V8. It truly is an emotional experience. But we've got a key feature that I love that solves that. There's a little button down here in the center console area. I put that down, and it makes all the difference in the world. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it back up. I'm gonna drive for a little bit with the windows all the way up so you can hear the sound, and then hopefully you'll be able to notice a difference when I put it back down. So this is the window in its upright position. Still incredible. Wow, this is a tight road. Perfect for the Speciale. So awesome. It does feel like the engine is honestly in the passenger seat with you, but let's go ahead and change it with the window down. I can already tell the difference. Oh my God. It is so much louder. Oh my God, it feels like it's right behind you. Which it is, but I mean right behind you. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but if the top is up, that window has to be down. It has to be down. This car sounds so damn good. Oh. 9,000 RPM redline. Now aspirated V8. Doesn't get any better than that. And that brings us to the next feature. And this is something I actually learned from Mr. JWW with his Speciale, is a secret gearbox feature. That's right, it's got a 7-speed DCT that shifts so fast it is otherworldly. I've felt instantaneous transmissions, but this, it just feels purely telepathic. Like the second your brain indicates to your arm, that indicates to your finger that you want to pull the paddle, it's already been pulled and the gear has already changed. A lot of cars suffer from lag in the paddle response, and it's a bummer because honestly it takes a lot out of the driving experience, but in a car like this, the paddle response is honestly one of the huge positives of the car. Everything, it just responds so quick. But there is a feature that's pretty cool. If you're on a track or you're on a back road that you don't know it as well as you maybe should, or you just want to take a little bit less thought process out of it, where you can automatically downshift even in manual mode. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm going along at a decent rate here. Now, if I were to pull the paddle on the left paddle for a downshift, it would flick a downshift once. But if I press and hold the paddle as I'm slamming on the brakes, it actually initiates downshifts in a perfect sequence to slow the car down as efficiently with engine braking as possible. So let's go ahead and do that. We're in 4th gear now. I'm gonna slam on the brakes. Did you listen to that? Oh my God! The speed of the downshifts is just legendary. That was one downshift. I was just pressing and holding. All right, let's do it again. Oh! All right, and again. That is awesome! Well, guys, those are 5 insane features of the 458 Speciale Aperta. I hope you enjoyed this video half as much as I enjoyed driving the car. That would probably be impossible because I've been having the time of my life in this thing. But smash that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, because we've got a lot of epic content coming your way. As always, I look forward to seeing you next video.